In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the inner and outer tie rod assembly on this BMW 328i. This is going to be attached to your steering rack. Let's get into it. We're going to remove the wheel, use a 17mm socket, take these lug bolts out. And before you take the last one out, just going to hold the wheel, take that out, then grab the wheel and pull it off. We're going to loosen up this jam nut bolt right here. Use a 16mm socket, or you can use a T50 socket in the center. Loosen that. You don't have to take it out, just loosen it. I'm just going to use a pull jack underneath the tie rod end. Just put a little pressure just to prevent the stud from spinning. That's good. And using a 21mm socket on this nut, take that nut off. There you go. Take that off. If you're still having trouble with the stud spinning, you can use a T40 socket. Stick it in the stud and with a ratchet, and then use a 21mm wrench and take the nut off that way. Now we're going to lower the pull jack. You want to separate this. If you need to, use a front end tool, or you can just give it a tap with a hammer. It should separate. I'm going to use some locking pliers on the inner tie rod end. You can try a 13mm wrench, but it's probably going to slip. And then we're going to take off the outer tie rod end. Just going to use some pliers here. And just rotate this off. You want to count the turns when you do this. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So write that number down. Take the locking pliers off. We're going to remove this shield. Use an 8mm socket. Take these bolts out. Last one. Grab the shield, slide it back, and pull it down. I'm going to take the bellow boot off. Just take some hose clamp pliers, take this hose clamp off. There's a clamp right here. I'm just going to use a pick, long pick. Just spread that apart. Just give it a tap with a hammer. Take that clamp off and grab the boot, slide the boot off. Take the boot off. Now as close to the inner tie rod as possible, I'm just going to take some locking pliers and lock this down. It's just going to prevent damage to the steering rack itself while you're trying to take this off. Using a large adjustable wrench, this is going to be the easiest way to loosen this up. If you have a inner tie rod tool, you can use that, but this is going to be significantly easier. I'm going to loosen that up. Take that off. Because this front lower control arm's in the way a little bit, I'm just going to use the pull jack. Just raise up on the suspension slightly, just to get that out of the way. Just make it a little easier. That should be good. Take the inner tie rod end. You can put some grease on where the ball socket is, and a little bit of grease where the boot's going to go. Get this started. Now just lower the pull jack. That's not going to be in the way anymore. And just take the adjustable wrench, get that on, and tighten this down. If you can get a torque wrench on here, you want to torque this to 73 foot-pounds. It's a little bit tricky. Do the best you can. That's good. Take off the locking pliers, remove the wrench. Now take the boot, slide it over. Get that lined up. It's over the rack. This hose clamp's still in good shape, so we're going to reuse that. Slide that in place. Otherwise, you could use a wire tie if you need to. And then around the boot, on the rack side, we'll use a wire tie and tighten this down. I'm going to use some pliers, just tighten this down as tight as I can get it. That's good. Give it a twist. That's not moving. And just trim the excess. Then take the shield, get this lined up. Get some of the screws, get those started. Get some of those started. Once you get those all started, just go back, snug those all down. Just put some locking pliers on the inner tie rod, make it easier. Take the outer tie rod in and screw this on. You want to count the threads, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So spin that on as many threads as you had on your vehicle. We had 33. And we'll get this lined up in the knuckle. Push that in place. You can take that locking pliers off. Now put the nut on. Get that started. Now I'm just going to use the pull jack underneath the tie rod end. Just put a little pressure just so the stud doesn't spin. And I'll tighten down the nut. Snug that down. It's a little tricky to get a torque wrench in there, but you want to torque that to 121 foot-pounds. All right, that's good. Now you can lower the pull jack. Move that out of the way. And I'll torque this jam bolt to 29 foot-pounds. And put the wheel on, get that lined up. Put the lug stud in, snug that down. Now I'm going to torque the lug bolts to 80 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Go around again, double check. After finishing this installation, it's important to have an alignment done on your vehicle.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.